It's our first level. It's that tribal stack tropics. It's quite hard to say. There's a lot of really good alliteration. Actually, I think pretty much every single level in this game is an alliterated name, which is great.
Yeah, wasn't Banjo-Kazooie the same? Oh no, there was just some nice assonance for things like Click Clock Wood.
Click Clock Wood, Glitter Gulch Mine, Treasure Trove Cove. But then you just had, like, Jolly Roger's Lagoon, too.
Well, that was about pirates, so that's fine.
Yeah. Right, so...
I am noticing immediately that this music is very Banjo-Kazooie.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's Grant Kirkhope. What do you...
He's doing a very good job.
He's doing a good job. I remember him saying on Twitter that, like, the most challenging aspect of this was trying to write stuff that sounded like what he'd written before, but wasn't actually what he'd written before.
So evoking that same stuff in the same style, but not just copying.
But not just copying it, which I can imagine would be quite difficult.
Because he's like, what, probably like 15 years since he's had to write anything in this style, probably?
Close. I mean, yeah, all the music for Nuts and Bolts was just straight up reused from previous Banjo games. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Apart from Showdown Town. That was a new shot. That was a new tune, but I don't think he wrote it. I think that was someone else. Try not to burp into the microphone. So we picked up a couple of ghostwriters. Ghostwriters are essentially the same as Jinjos in this game, but there are 5 of them in every world. We won't be getting all of them, but unlike Jinjos, Jinjos just kind of sat around and you could just run up to them and collect them. But Ghostwriters, like, one of them like actively runs away from you. There's one that you have to feed in order for you to collect it. There is one that is very rude and tries to picks on you before you can actually collect it. You have to.
How so?
It tries to beat you up.
Oh, okay.
It tries to
That's
beat you
not
up.
picking on you.
It tries to beat you up, and you have to like beat it up back, and then you
That's not how you come through agreements. Picking on you is like saying, "Hey, your tail looks stupid today."
which is not correct. It's not true.
Yuka's done a very good job with it.
I know. Should be proud. We've got to save Clara, who's in the pot. I don't know if the pot has a name. It probably does. Gotta save Clara.
I'm going with Cookie.
Okay. Yes. It's probably something like that. Honestly.
Boily.
That's it. It could be anything.
Dangerousy.
It's something along those lines. Definitely. We've got to defend. So like these little guys are. They are corporate minions, and they are in every world. Although they look pretty much the same, they're like the same height, but they're always themed after the world, which is really nice.
Yeah.
And then they're also in the hub world too, and the hub world is just kind of like their generic design. They're kind of blue, and they look a little bit like the rabbits, a little bit.
The thing about the rabbits is they have a lot of hallmarks of like good, frantic minions.
Yes.
Sorry, we shouldn't say that word.
Well, I mean, rabbits came before minions.
Yeah, they did.
And, I
genuinely think rabbits have got quite a bad deal, you know?
Yeah.
Ever since Minions came out, everyone's been very bad on rabbits, but I think they're fine.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They made that one game that was like a real game on the Wii that I can't remember. You had to steal stuff and then bring it down a toilet.
I never played that game.
It's perfectly fine.
Yeah?
It's quite cute.
We've got enough quills for Trowser's first move, but we won't be seeing Trowser until the end of the video, or we'll just buy all 3 of his moves at once.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
There's a cloud with a face.
That cloud looks fast as well.
Yeah. Can you guess what we're going to have to do with the cloud?
Race it.
Correct. You're good at this.
But that's a cute name. Nimble's a really cute name for someone you race who is a cloud.
Later on, quite a lot later on.
That's not what racy means.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
No. Quite a lot later on, we're going to meet Nimble's uncle. That's all I'm going to say.
Cumulus.
You've actually way overcomplicated it, but good guess.
I'm thinking of cloud words. Oh, I'm so glad the rings have eyes too.
I know. I remember a tweet from the one of the developers of the game saying that there was somebody in charge of making sure that there weren't too many googly eyes being put on things. And I remember the response to that was mostly like, well, that person's doing the incorrect job because
Yeah.
you need more googly eyes on everything.
What was their title? Official Fun
I'm
Ruiner
not-
at Platonic?
Maybe.
The Grinch.
So yeah, we are doing the race. Gotta go.
Yeah,
through,
we are.
We've got to go through the gates, and you got to make sure to get those butterflies because if you run out of energy mid race, then it is bad, and you will usually lose.
Oh, I didn't even realise they had energy.
Yeah. So if you eat them, you get health back. But if you just run into them by collecting them, then you get your energy bar refilled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is something that like confused me for a little bit, but then I was like, oh, okay.
That totally seems like it could make these races really difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you don't run into the butterflies, you basically have to do the whole thing over again. Hey, 90s platformer!
Aw.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of retrying, as long as it's a little bit.
Well, it depends how many times you get it wrong.
Will we see that later?
No.
Oh.
No, we won't, because I'm very good at this. Not to brag, but I'm very good at this.
Oh.
I've got a lot of experience with these games.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It does seem like you're setting yourself up for a fall by saying that.
Yeah, probably. At some point...
A fall or some editing.
There'll be some editing. That's usually what happens, is if I mess it up too badly to the point where I start to get embarrassed for myself, I just edit it out.
It's a shame, because I thought we were doing a Dogma 95 LP.
No.
Just take it as it comes.
One day I would like to get to the point, to a point of self-confidence where I can do that, but I haven't reached it yet.
I think it's called streaming.
Yeah, I should try that.
It's all the rage these days.
This is Sir Scoffs a lot.
I've
He's
noticed.
a proud knight of Hamelot.
Ah.
Because he's a pig!
Wait, is he taking a bite out of that candy cane?
Yeah,
That's not how you do that.
no.
Oh, okay.
No, it isn't.
Maybe when you get that good at eating, you learn like tricks.
Maybe. He seems to be repeatedly biting into the same place he's bitten into it, but no progress is being made.
They couldn't. That's too hard to do.
I mean, that is pretty difficult. That's pretty advanced, like Pixar levels of...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, there are other Knights of Hamelot. There are other Knights of Hamelot in it. This confused me at first because he was like, but my other Knights of Hamelot are scattered around the place, and I was like, okay. And I couldn't find them at first, so I assumed they were in other levels, but it turns out that, like, they're all here.
There's going to be some in every level, right?
They're in a few levels. I'm not sure about every level. I'm probably going to prove myself wrong by saying this, but yeah.
It's really weird looking at this now with 2017 eyes, because it's like, people always complained about there being so much to do in every level and it's always the same stuff, but isn't this basically just side quests?
Basically, yeah.
Every game does this.
Every game does this. Plus, I've also seen that...
Hello!
Thank you. Goodbye. I've also seen the counter-argument, which is people saying that this game has, like, a lot of empty space with not much going on.
Surely at that point you're just letting levels breathe, though.
Yeah, that's kind of like how I feel. It's like, well, you don't want it to be overpopulated, which is a problem that Nuts and Bolts had. It was very, very overpopulated.
It's weird, because I always remember Banjo-Kazooie levels from what I saw being not very large, because obviously, but being quite large and open.
Banjo-Kazooie levels were moderate. Banjo-Tooie levels were enormous.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is that maybe the one that I've heard was a bit too large, then?
Possibly. So what we're currently seeing is...
Some really sick platforming.
Yeah. I'm really good at this, I told you.
Sorry to doubt.
We're currently seeing an unexpanded level. This game, we're going to learn about this later, but what you can do is you can collect a certain amount of pages, and once you've got it, then you can expand every world, but you can also choose just to not, and just like get as much stuff as you can do done in a tome before you expand it, and then like expand it so like, or you can just expand it straight away if you've got enough pages, which is nice.
That's kind of cool.
It gives you a nice option. I remember them talking about that when they kind of like unveiled the game. I was like, oh, that's neat. I'm excited to see how they did it, and I think they really kind of like it's well implemented.
So it's not just like they bolt bits on, right? The level actually changes.
The level actually changes, although there are like certain points in the level where you go to it and you're like, it's like just a sheer cliff and you're like, there's going to be something here.
Oh, I can see the Lego holes on the side of this ledge.
Yeah. But so the reason I bring this up is like, once you expand worlds in this game, they do get like Banjo-Tooie huge. But I still feel like they reached kind of a happy medium. I don't, because there are some areas of Banjo-Tooie where I'm like, yeah, there is not much going on here.
Are we going to the giant computer?
We're not going to go.
Oh.
We're not going to go to the giant computer yet. Later.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like they did a good job of not making it too busy, but also they're not being like a massive, like, hole, like where it feels like there should be something here, but there isn't.
Yeah. Like, I think the way that they've made it so that levels have like two versions, like it lets you learn the level a bit before expanding it out.
Yeah.
Which seems like a really good way to both like make it possible to understand the level and also have it be really huge.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen one yet, so I'll see if I'm lying about that.
No, I would completely agree with that. I mean, of course I would completely agree with that because I'm biased, but...
No, you're wrong. They did a bad job. Oh, now we go into the computer.
Yeah. Okay.
I should have expected there'd be some kind of money you needed.
Well, yeah, it's a play coin. So this dinosaur is called Rextro 64us.
They can't all be winners.
They can't all be winners.
It has charm.
All his friends have managed to play on a line game.
Oh.
Yeah. And he's been waiting for a very long time for his friends to come back from an online game since 1997.
It is quite cute how he looks like old computer.
Yes, I really like that. I really like Rextro's character designs. I like Rextro's actual mini-games less. Yes. We're gonna get to the part of the game that I have issue with.
Just one.
Which is a lot of Rextro's arcade stuff is between just like kind of enjoyable and just like kind of not that good.
Because they did this. Sorry to invoke it. They did something like this in Nuts and Bolts, didn't they? There was that green man who you paid coins to play an arcade game.
Yeah, arcade. Yes, that game wasn't very good either.
That's true.
That was the ultimate prize for completing the DLC, by the way, was a new Congo's Arcade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks like...
Micro Machines.
Yeah. Well, no, it's more like, I can't remember the name of it, but really, really old racing games. Like on, like, super old consoles from before we were existing.
Well, they weren't before. Wait. Well,
like Spectrums
like
and stuff,
Spectrum,
right?
Yeah, my parents had a Spectrum. My parents still have a Spectrum.
Is RC Pro-Am a thing? For some reason that name comes to my head.
RC Pro-Am. I think Rare involved in RC Pro-Am.
Ah!
That was back when they were called Ultimate Play the Game. That was before they were.
That's still a very good name.
It is, isn't it?
Jetpack's still a really cool game.
I like Jetpack, however, Jetpack has been slightly ruined for me because it was one of those games that they forced you to finish before you could actually reach the finish line of Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, I didn't know that. I have to admit, I didn't get through Donkey Kong 64 because obviously
it's not a good game.
It's very long, isn't it?
Yeah. So this, I mean, I'm making it look like alright, but there's a lot of practice here. There's
Can't
a
help
lot
but
of
notice you
practice.
did have like a 5-minute time limit.
Yes, you do have a 5 limit. You have the time limit in this one doesn't matter so much. All they're really expecting you to do is get through all 5 laps before the timer's up, which is pretty easy. So they make you do every single one of these arcade games twice.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
If you want to get all the pages, you have to do it. So the first time through, you just have to beat the arcade game, and then you have to beat Rextro's score the second time.
Oh, okay.
And like they didn't make it so that like you could just like say if I had met the time,
Yeah.
then they would just give me both pages. No, you've got to do it twice.
That's a bit much like what they were doing in one of these modern video games, I think.
Yeah. It's almost like this is a game from the 90s or something.
I do kind of wonder at what point, like in the development of this game, do you think they sat down and said, like, they came up with improvements and said, no, we need to jank this up a bit?
No, that's too modern.
Yeah, we need to jank this up a bit.
Yeah.
That's not authentic enough.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for that to be true. Honestly,
that's
really
that's a really charming stylistic thing, but also it results in a pain in the arse thing if they
Yeah.
did do that.
It is absolutely like 100% authenticity, but also at the same time does make me want to put my head through the wall a little bit. Like, Tom will tell you, he watched me play this minigame the first time I played it, and he will tell you that I was not having a good time.
Did the wall survive?
The wall did survive.
That's the main thing.
My mental well-being, however...
Oh, that comes back. Sorry, that's too glib. I do apologise.
So yeah, we've done it once, and to save the video getting too samey, I'm going to go off and do something else.
Now, do you have to find Rextro another play coin if you want to try again?
No, you're only going to have the one.
Oh, that's generous.
Which is good. That's better, isn't it?
But I'm assuming we're not going to be seeing you doing that again.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, so, are we 100%ing this?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I just got the dirtiest look.
I only do 100%.
Sorry, Dex, I know you're very video games good.
Yes, I am. At 3D platformers, that's why I only Let's Play 3D platformers. Because that's the only game I know to play.
I worry when you trail off muttering.
This part's kind of difficult because you kind of got you got to do a slightly advanced maneuver where you've got to
A jump.
well, it's a jump, but then you got to
Oh wow!
got to do that.
It's like a triangle jump, but in 3D.
No, it's like
A U jump?
it's like rotating objects in 3D space in your mind.
I can't do that. I'm lost already. Why do you have to bring up my weaknesses?
We're gonna find a secret. Oh, check out this mysterious pirate treasure.
I'm glad they clarified, because all I got was the organ.
I kind of wish that they hadn't clarified and they'd just been the organ and you were just like, what?
Ooh,
What's that?
we found an MP3.
So there's only 5 of those. So there's only 5 worlds, and there's 5 of those pirate treasures, and if you get them all, you get achievements. One of those Chivos.
That's cute.
Wait for it. Lady Leap a lot.
Ah! I thought their name was going to be Rampo because it said Rampo's treasure room.
No, we're not going to meet Rampo for a while. We will meet Rampo eventually.
Are they going to be a giant ramp? Sorry, we'll get to that later.
saying nothing.
We'll get to that later.
Despite the fact that you're 100% correct, I'm not saying anything.
Oh, there's no pages. There's just giant piles of gold.
Oh, I know, right?
It's a disappointment.
I was going to say something and it's gone. Oh, yeah.
Got
So
too excited about the money.
yes, I was very excited about the movie. And Lady Leap a lot.
She's good.
So yeah, one of the things that I really like is like there are only 5 worlds, but because you can because there are essentially 2 versions of every world, you've basically got 10 worlds. Basically,
Does the music change when you expand it?
no.
And 5 worlds.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't count. What I'm really disappointed with is that when you go over by Rextro's arcade, it's always the same music that plays, and I would really have liked it to be in an 8-bit version of the world theme, but it never
that
is.
would be so good.
But it never is.
Admittedly, that's hard because you have to make 8-bit versions of all the world things.
That's
but
true, but
dynamic music's the coolest thing.
yeah, and they did so much dynamic music for the game. It's like, why not just do that extra little bit to really make me lose my mind whenever I go over by the arcade machine? I mean, I already do, but for a different reason.
So, is it actually that dynamic? Because I haven't picked up on it yet.
We have experienced a little bit of the dynamic music. It is gonna come up.
So is it based around areas of the level then?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
depending on what part of the world you're in, it'll play we kind of talked over it in the previous video. we dove underwater for a little bit, and we got a little
Yeah.
bit of the underwater version of Shipwreck Creek, which is
I'm imagining underwater is up marimba, down tuba.
it's actually no tuber at all in the
Wow,
underwater version.
fully down?
Yeah, fully down.
Wow.
And it's more of no, yeah, it's just up marimba. I think there's some pizzicato strings in there as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We sound clever.
I know what pizzicato is. That's when you don't play the violin like a violin.
Yeah, it's when you block it and annoy
Yeah.
people.
Right, we're gonna do this now.
What's this?
What's this?
Oh, that page is shaped like a L.
That pagey has had damage done to it.
Oh. Well, that's cruel. At least the face wasn't in the middle of this pagey.
I know, right? That was lucky, wasn't it? That would have been very unfortunate.
I know.
Because otherwise, we wouldn't be hearing a voice. We'd just be like,
It's kind of weird to have like a sentient page ask you to find the pieces of it that got ripped off, I'll be honest.
I know. Let's not think too much about the implications. And
I suppose that was a big part of Banjo-Kazooie, really. Just don't think about the implications
Yeah.
of everything being sentient.
like the thing that I always try not to think too hard about is that the first Jiggy you collect in Banjo-Kazooie, it speaks to you. Well, actually, the first two Jiggies you collect in Banjo-Kazooie speak to you. And then Kazooie eats them all.
It's just how you store them, they're fine. They're made of like metal or gold or something.
Can't help but notice that mysteriously that got removed from Banjo-Tooie. It's like they thought about that one. No, you can go away. Go away.
They just want to join in.
I made him do a high five.
Oh, there's a high five button.
So if you press any direction on the D-pad, it makes them emote, and it's like absolutely the best thing.
That's really cute.
No, I didn't know about it.
See, they have added a feature from new video games.
No. I didn't know about it until we had a friend over and she saw Yooka-Laylee and was like, "This game's really good. What's everyone talking about? I'm going to go home and buy it." And she bought it, and then she was like, "Yeah, if you press different directions on the D-pad." I was like, "What?"
So had you finished 100%ing it by the time you found that out?
Yes, I actually had.
So you hadn't 100%ed it then?
I guess not.
No.